What's up? Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Bobby, and today I got with me Justin. Justin is a good friend of mine. He's worked for me for a couple years, but before I met Justin, he served time in Illinois State Prison, and he's also was an ex-meth cook. But I guess that would certify you to be able to talk about addiction, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
So how long why don't you tell them what your name is, introduce yourself, tell them where you grew up.
My name's Justin Marlowe. I'm from Illinois, from Champaign, Illinois, but I lived mostly in Pana, Illinois. It's kind of like the meth capital of central Illinois. I moved there when I was 16, started using meth when I was 17. By the time I was 19, I was cooking with everybody to support all of my other habits.
So you said you were 17 when you got turned on to it?
Yeah.
Was that the first drug or the only drug that you got turned on to?
No, I had used opiates before that, but that was when I first got introduced to methamphetamine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I was 17, I moved in with a friend of mine. What's up, Jim G? And late one night, he introduced me to methamphetamine, and it was pretty much my whole life revolved around methamphetamine from that day forward until like 5 years ago.
He introduced you to the pipe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And it went downhill from there, but yeah, that's how it started. Definitely was smoking it, and then I turned into a full-fledged junkie pretty quick.
Oh yeah. You got on the needle?
Yeah.
Yeah, so did I. That pretty much does it for you right there.
Yeah, it definitely does. Never held a job more than a couple months my whole entire life until working for you is the longest I've ever worked for anybody.
Wow.
Or ever worked continuously, period, anyway. Yeah, never had shit, never been shit. Everything, always went to drugs. Anything I ever got, I got it due to drugs and then lost it because of drugs. So it's, never had shit, really.
I feel you. I get that. What was your childhood like? Single parent, both parents?
Oh yeah, I was. I didn't even know who my father was until I was 11. My mom raised me, but I was in and out of foster care and stuff. And then I went to live with my dad when I was 11, and I lived with him till I was right before my 16th birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, he was pretty bad drunk and he was abusive.
So would you say that guy you were talking about that you gave the shout out to was kind of came into the picture?
Oh no, this is a buddy of mine, man. He was the same age as me.
He was?
Yeah, he was only 17. His mom took me in for a while.
Oh, okay. And, he was just already into the drugs?
Yeah, well, I didn't really know anybody in Pana, and he was from Pana his whole life, so he knew everybody that was mixed up in that type of stuff. It seems like everybody that was my age back then, like we were all starting to get into meth, 16, 17, 18 years old. Like everybody in my age group that I ever met in Pana was all on drugs and all getting on drugs.
So you're 40, right?
Yeah, I'll be 40 this year.
You're in that age group. When I was that age, it was just weed and a little bit of cocaine here in Indiana. Yeah. No. Meth wasn't even really, it was a drug, but it wasn't around like that.
Well, Pana is notorious for meth. Even from back in the 80s, they had the feds had like an investigation called Crystal Clear.
Yeah.
And so like everybody's like uncles and stuff from where I'm from all went to federal prison in the 80s. Yeah. And then they were all coming home when I got into the game. So it's like everybody that was coming home was so used to like it was just so casual to cook dope. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And
so here they're coming home and they're from a different generation where it was, it was a whole different type of dope and everything. We were all making anhydrous dope, but they were making, whatever the fancy stuff was they were making back then.
Phosphorus.
Yeah, so when they all come home, that stuff's not around no more. So all the old school guys was turning to like all the younger cats, for their supply, and then they slowly got wrapped back up into buying pills and stuff like that, and just playing a role in the dope game. Yeah. There's so many different roles.
It's kind of weird how different generations cook different kind of dopes.
Yeah.
You were in the shake and bake generation?
No, never shake and baked anything. It was anhydrous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anhydrous. Stole anhydrous every day of my life for probably 10 years straight.
Wow. What was that like? Like, you take a balloon, I've heard? I don't know. I don't know.
No, inner tube, a bicycle inner tube, cut you a little piece about 2 foot long, and it just stretches right over the valve, it's just like a faucet. You just turn it on.
I presume it's pretty dangerous, and they watch those.
Yeah. You want to take note of the wind direction when you're up there for sure.
Well, we just won't go into it any further.
Yeah.
Because I don't want anybody to get any ideas. But
people
aren't really doing that anymore.
No, that's pretty well
the thing
dead.
of the past.
Yeah,
just like the shake and bake was a thing of the past, and the red phosphorus. Now I don't know exactly. I know it's a lot of Mexican.
It's
stuff.
all that ice stuff now, I guess.
Yeah.
Nobody's really cooking their own dope anymore.
Well,
like I said though, I just did it to like support my opium habits and just or opiate habits.
A lot of people don't know about opiate addicts. You wake up, you're sick, so you have to get something. Like it's like whatever means necessary to get whatever to make you feel better. And people don't realize when I say whatever means necessary, that's basically what it means, depending on how far down that rabbit hole you already are. So you were injecting that, I guess, as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was there too. So you said you went to state prison over there. What prisons did you end up going to in Illinois?
I've been to Vandalia Correctional Center. I've been to Big Muddy River. I've been to Graham 4 or 5 times. Everybody's been to Graham for receiving, but I was in population for like 2 years there too.
Yeah, I got another guy I'm going to be interviewing from Illinois. He's a black guy. He's a drug dealer. He's been to the feds and the state in Illinois. So.
I probably ran into him, and I've been to Pontiac.
He lives in Avon now.
Really?
Yeah, it's cool. Actually, one day I was jonesing for some cigarettes.
What's his name?
I forget his name. His name's Sam, actually. He was my Uber driver, and I told him what I was doing, and he's like, man, I would love to be on it. And really, like I said in the previous shows, I want to get people that have drug experience, not necessarily clinical experience, although that would be all right too, but people that have known experience from the streets that could talk about this stuff. And, if nothing else, at least we're bringing awareness to it. And did you ever go to the what's that prison in Illinois? The round box,
Stateville, the roundhouse. Yeah, it's just receiving. Illinois has 3 intakes. We got north, central, and south. It's Stateville, Graham, and Menard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty rough places.
I mean, if you're just there for receiving, it's not because you're locked in your cell all day. They're rough places to be in population, though.
Oh yeah.
Pontiac is probably the roughest place in Illinois. I was on the farm, and it's the medium security unit that's outside the wall, and we like feed all the high security inmates and stuff like that. And get
Is it a farm?
It's just called the farm, but I think they used to do like more farming type stuff there. But now it's just the MSU, which is the medium security unit that basically the inmates that take care of the high security inmates that don't ever get to come out of their cell. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
We got a prison here in Indiana called the Farm too, but it used to be a farm, and now I guess it's just everybody from Indianapolis. It's a medium security.
Yeah, I know about the farm. I heard about it. Yeah.
Places I don't want to be anymore ever. So why did you? What caused you to want to actually get clean and not use drugs anymore? I know you don't have a lot of time today, so
it's kind of crazy that I never really decided to get clean. When I was in prison the last time, I was wrapping up my parole time and stuff at Graham. All I thought about every day was getting high when I got out. Like, you know what I mean? I had it all planned out. I was gonna get out, go to my mom's, and I was gonna get hold of my buddy that I used to get high with before I went back to prison. And so I got out. And I tried tracking down my buddy, the only person I knew that might be able to get me some dope. Finally track him down. Wow. And he tells me, come on over. I go to his house, and lo and behold, they're sober.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So then I thought to myself, man, like if this kid, I call him a kid, but he was a grown man, but he's younger than me. If this kid can get sober, fuck anybody can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were already sober.
Yeah, I'd been sober from being in prison, but I wasn't sober mentally.
No.
I was ready to get high.
I know. When I was in prison, I looked forward to that day, and I had a plan too. I had money saved and a plan and everything lined up, but the plan never works like you want it to. It's weird. Like you think it would go down exactly like you want it to, but it never does. So that basically entailed you to want to just stay clean because you saw them clean?
Well, it's just I stopped actively looking to get high that day because I thought, well, hell, if the only people I know over here are sober, what's the point? And because in my head, like my whole get high plan was to go get high, hang out with my homie, and like do all the, the way it used to be. But, I didn't want to get high by myself.
Yeah, I feel you.
So I ended up just going home, and then I got me a job, and I just stayed sober and stayed clean ever since.
Wasn't that a Burger King or
whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a job at Burger King.
Sometimes you got to humble yourself and but it's really not necessarily about the money you're making at that point in time. It's more about developing a lifestyle, getting clean mentally, like what you were saying. And like when you seeing him be clean, it's kind of like what we're doing on this channel. Like we're showing our stories and how we got clean. And if people like us can do it, anybody can do it.
That's what I gotta say.
Absolutely.
I mean, but it does take, what Justin said is he got away from it for a while. I got away from the area for a while, and that helps. So that worked for us. It's different for everybody though, and unfortunately it takes a lot of times usually. But the good thing about it is if you keep on fighting for it and you really, really want it, you can do it.
Yeah. I think if I never would have changed my places and things, if I never would have left Illinois, I'd probably still be stuck in that same spiral that I was in, just because, I mean, everybody that I knew, is pretty well. I mean, I don't know what they're up to now, but they were still, in their addiction and everything else. And
you'd probably be dead. I probably would be too.
Yeah, probably.
I have over 100 overdoses, and somehow I don't know how God kept me alive, but obviously it's for a reason. And we're gonna go ahead and chop this up. Is there anything else you want to say, or we'll do anything you want to say, and then we'll do your socials if you want to.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man, that anything that you ever get while you're in addiction, like even if you're like successfully selling drugs or whatever, like none of that shit is ever gonna last, because you're gonna get down to the point where you're desperate for or you fell off, and everything that you accumulated is going to go right back to drugs. Okay. You know what I mean? And I have more in my life now than I've ever had, probably total. And it's all because I'm sober. I know if I wasn't sober, I wouldn't have shit. Yeah.
And you are supporting 2 boys, right?
Yeah, I got twin 4-year-old boys that I take care of, and they definitely can be.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. This is only really the 3rd interview, so we got a lot more coming, and we also gonna get back out on the streets and do some interviews too with some homeless people. But I appreciate you guys watching. And what's your socials? If you want to link them out there, you can.
Just Justin Marlowe on Facebook, and then Milk Crate Garage on YouTube.
All right, he's only got like 1 or 2 videos.
Yeah, I only got like 1 video, man, but I'm going to get back to it.
You can give him a subscribe, because it takes 1,000 to get monetized. So if you want to, I'll put both those in the description and link them in there. And just to know, guys, don't give up, and you can do it if you want to, if you really, really try.
So everybody have a good one. Thanks.